Give me just a minute, fellas. What up, Aiden? Hello, Dustin. Technically we start at 6. Holy shit! Good morning from Australia. Good evening from America. That never gets old. You built it. We came. Appreciate you, my boy. Also, it's disorienting because the camera's here, the screen is here. But low key though, check out that quality. It's kind of fire. I love the way I have a nice camera lens, and I love the way it just it just blurs everything in the background. It's kind of dope. They'll be looking good. They'll be looking good. So we're live in 1 minute formally, but I'm glad y'all were able to pop in a little bit early. Have y'all listened to the new podcast yet? If so, would love your feedback, or any of the podcasts. Would love your feedback on any and all of them. The way I format it, how it's set up, solo. Do you want more guests? I have a lot of people I could have on. It'd probably be in a remote setting, Zoom style, but not on Zoom. But stop my gym playlist to catch the live stream for the first time. Damn, bro, let's go. What are you hitting? I hit chest, back, and arms today. If you could see, yeah, Bradley, I'll just hit I'll just go into some money bag yo verses when you feel like you need to really push on the last rap. Just type and I'll be like, I got a big set coming up, and I'll just start rapping "Me Versus Me" by Moneybag Yo because I know every fucking word to that song. Question: can y'all hear my air fryer cooking my potatoes in the background? I sure hope not. This is pretty isolated audio wise. It shouldn't be picking it up, but if it is, you have 11 minutes and 42 seconds more of it, and I'm sorry. Push day. Fuck yeah. Pardon my French. Hi, Mom. Mom, you know your real name is on your YouTube name. Hitting a push day. You want a push-pull leg split? Okay, I'm glad you can't hear the air fryer. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Dustin, what did you think of the pod, brother? Good, bad, ugly feedback. It's all welcome. I'm going to wipe my glasses off. They're dirty as hell. Also, not for nothing, I don't want them to fall off. This is crazy. I'm just showing you guys beef on a live stream. Pause. If you guys are looking for a not very well known, very underrated protein source, this is called picanha. It's basically sirloin cap. You see that nice, beautiful fat cap right there? Marbling is great. Shout out the camera. Wait. Okay, it's not focusing it. Anyway, this comes in a roast, and I chop it into small steaks and sear it off, and it's very tender, great intramuscular fat, fairly low calorie. Reason it's sitting on a wire rack is I salted it heavily and then let it sit for 24 hours in the fridge. That pulls all the moisture off the steak. You guys can do this with all of your steaks, and it creates an awesome sear, like a great crust on the steak, also called the Maillard reaction. Okay, Mom, just making sure. What's up, Dan? How we doing, brother? Typically takes 5 to 10 minutes for everyone who's going to get in here to get in here. But audio check. I know camera sounds good, or camera looks good. I'm assuming audio sounds good because we finally got YouTube streaming figured out. That makes me, Jesus, very happy. Let me see if I can put my computer. Hold on. Let me see if I can put my computer to where I'm looking at the computer and at the camera. sort of in the same. Oh, something just fell. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Now I can actually kind of look in the same direction and not be highly disoriented. Oh, hold on. I just realized I forgot to plug my camera in so it doesn't die. Okay, we're back. I love my PPL. Well, it's more PLP. You push, lower, pull. Last set of triceps coming up. Start rapping in 60 seconds. I lied. I'm not going to rap. I apologize. I spy the pencil building in the background painting. Yeah, so those are actually, fun fact, these are both, can't see them because my camera's so damn good. It's got me autofocused. But this is the skyline of Atlanta in color. This is the same skyline of Atlanta in black and white. Actually, it's the exact same photo from the exact same artist because I ordered this one originally, and within an hour of having it, I dropped something on it and fucked up the frame. Lied to the artist, told him that it came damaged, and then he sent me a color one, and I just had to figure out a creative way to use both of them. And that's what I came out with. Daniel, thank you. But yes, it is the pencil building. You got King and Spalding. It's basically all of Midtown and downtown of Atlanta. Dustin, podcast is great. Sometimes I feel like there's a very fine line between explaining things simply and seeming patronizing to the average person who might be new to fitness, but you balance it well. Man, blue balled me on my last set. I apologize. There's a lot of words in that song I can't say. Anyway, I hope you mean that, Dustin. I hope I never come across as patronizing. Damn, you can really see my whoop light in there. Hope I never come across as patronizing to anybody. I don't ever want anybody to feel that way as a result of listening to my content. You know, other people that I've worked with or have spoken with that are in this space. A lot of my following felt patronized by those people, and that's not the flavor of content I ever want to have. I want to be positive. I want to be encouraging. I want to be able to call people on their bullshit, but you can call someone on their bullshit and not be a dick about it. So that's sort of how I feel. But yeah, again, the point of the stream is the same. This is a Q&A. You can ask me anything you want. You are my captive audience, but I'm really your captive for any sort of knowledge you want. Consider me your direct line. In the meantime, I'll yap. I'll talk about what I want to talk about, whatever pops up to mind. But for the next 30 to 40 minutes, let's talk. One thing that's been on my mind lately is my damn hair. I can't figure out what to do with it. I'm growing it out. It's very unruly, and it does whatever it wants to do every day. And now I'm officially like putting things in my hair. That's a part of my life I never thought I'd have to think about, and now I have to think about it. Been plateaued for 5 weeks on a fat loss diet. I took a break and still no change. Anything else I can try? Duvall, I'm going to need a little more detail. Are you tracking your calories legitimately and accurately in an app using a food scale? In which case, if you are, have you been at the same calorie deficit number, 2,000, 2,200, whatever calorie intake? Have you been at the same calorie intake for that period of time and nothing has changed for 5 weeks? Has anything else changed? Your activity level, your training, new foods in the diet? Give me as much detail as you can. I'll try to give you a concise, valuable answer. Dustin, so maybe I didn't explain that well, but trying to get to the point across that this stuff is simple is tough when people have been conditioned to believe the opposite. Valid. I think it is very easy for someone in my position who knows this stuff is simple to explain the same things over and over again and begin to grow frustrated. And I think that's what a lot of creators, some of which I don't associate with for that very reason, have started to do. They know it's simple and they've explained it so many times, but the whole thing with fitness is that it's a never-ending uphill battle. is that for every one person whose mind you change or inform, there's 1,000 who need the same exact explanation. And what I believe people fail to accept when they get into this space is, yeah, your video about how to create a calorie deficit is going to be remade 1,000 times and it's going to be popular every time. And that's okay. I think people fail to accept that this is what we signed up for. You know, it's like in every job, there's a degree of monotony where you just get tired of it, and you have to say this is what I signed up for. And for us, people in the fitness space, it's you signed up for being asked what a calorie deficit is for the rest of your life, because there will always be some jackass out there spinning it into, oh, you need to only eat carbs to lose weight. You need to not eat carbs to lose weight. You need to go carnivore to lose weight. They're all assholes. They're all assholes and they're all wrong. And that's okay. I've accepted that I will never have to stop re-explaining the same things. I've just got to put different flavors on it. And I'm fighting an uphill battle. I'll never win, but that's okay. Duvall said the same calorie intake, started working out at the gym 4 weeks ago. Okay, so Duvall, if you just started in the gym a month ago, you're 30 days into regular training and regular workouts, you might be undergoing what's called the beautiful body recomposition. You're probably gaining a little bit of muscle tissue while burning a little bit of fat. Because it sounds like to me, assuming you're right about your tracking, and that was your deficit before, and the only thing you've done in is add strength training, you may be building a little bit of muscle, which means you're building muscle and burning body fat. The best possible scenario. So don't get discouraged. A client, Andrew, who's an elite coaching client of mine, he was plateaued for weeks, stuck in the 240s. He just stuck with the deficit. I said, stay patient. This happens sometimes. The body is weird. Sure enough, he's down 8 pounds from that plateau within a week. Eventually, you get what's I've heard Greg Gallagher call the whoosh effect, where you plateau for a little bit because you're deep in a journey, and all of a sudden your body stops hanging on to water, and you just go back to a rapid linear fat loss. So just stay diligent. Don't change anything. Just keep going. All right. Weight loss is not linear. Harley said, can you recommend books or podcasts or anything surrounding women's hormones and how to help balance them? I'm really struggling the last 2 weeks of my cycle with having no energy. Great question. Something I don't get to talk about a lot, Harley. I appreciate you being willing to ask it. There are some great creators. Courtney Snell, I believe is her name on TikTok. Courtney Snell, I'll say that again, Courtney Snell, Snell on TikTok. She talks a little bit about it, and on Instagram, I think more about it. She follows like a cycle syncing diet. She trains in a way accordance with her cycle. Follow her. Rhonda Patrick, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, has a podcast called Found My Fitness. Guy or gal, you should listen to that woman. She's a wealth of knowledge. She's fascinating to listen to. She's easy to listen to. So her, Courtney Snell, those would be two I really recommend. Honestly, the only two I trust and recommend. And you'll probably get all of what you need to know from those two. Do you think push legs pull can work long term? 2 years of no lifting. And also, do I sound too loud? If I can turn the volume down and see, I'm probably a lot quieter now. I can turn the volume down and I'm a lot quieter. I turn it up, I'm a lot louder. Just I don't want to be like assaulting anybody's ears. Bradley asked me, do I think a push-pull leg split can work long-term? 2 years into lifting, and I love it, but so many influencers I follow have more complicated splits. If it works for you, to hell with that influencer, to hell with me, to hell with Dylan O'Brien, to hell with literally, if it works for you and you're seeing progress, do it until you get bored. That's what I did with the 3-day split. I ran the 3-day split in some variation for years. I would change up the movements. When I would plateau for a long period of time, I'd change up the movements. I would keep it fresh. And when I finally just said, I think I want an extra day a week in the gym, I turned it into a 4-day split. So if you like it, I personally hate PPL. I don't want to be in the gym 6 days a week. That's just me. I like 4. I like 3. You can see progress on all of them, assuming you're getting stronger. So if you like it, don't listen to the influencers. Do what makes you happy. Remember, compliance is the science. The best program is the one you are going to stick to long term. Simple as that. Hope that helps. Thank you. You've been such a tremendous help to me through the weight loss journey. Thank you, Duvall. I appreciate that. I mean that. I really, really do appreciate that. When bulking, do you need to be in a surplus on rest days as well? Yes, every day. And Ty, I know you're a former fat kid and you're probably on your first bulk. Sorry, my brain just totally went on airplane mode. I'm in a bulk. I'm a former fat kid. It never gets easier. You got to climb the mental barrier of like gaining body fat back. The good news is building muscle and bulking is a lot harder than losing body fat. It's a lot more strategic. It takes time. It's uncomfortable at times because you're getting thicker. But do it. Bulk, be in a surplus every day, same as your training day calories, and commit to it because it's well worth it. I think where you're at volume wise is fine. Okay, perfect. Just making sure. All I needed to hear. Thanks, brother. Wasn't sure if it's just a newbie split. My current split, I currently run a 4-day upper lower, and then every once in a while, I'll like go into the gym on Sunday and hit arms because I really want to grow my bis and tris. This bulk, I've never trained my biceps or triceps or abs or calves directly. Don't follow that. I'm a lazy bitch, and I've just not done it. Still not training my abs. I just don't like doing it. I am training my calves and I'm training my arms. But the bulk of my split is upper lower rest upper lower. So it's upper body A, lower body A, rest, upper body B, lower body B. So that typically looks like a chest focus upper body day. It's chest and back typically, and then at the end a bicep movement. So it's push pull push. And the exercise is a pushing movement, a pulling movement, a pushing movement, a pulling movement, and then bis. And it's 2 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets. Done. Lower body, leg day, squat, barbell back squat, deadlift, hamstrings, quads, and then I go and I do 2 sets of each of those, and then I do 2 sets of leg curls, 2 sets of leg extensions, 2 to 3 sets of calf raises. Out. Rest day, then upper body B, which was today. I do dumbbell incline shoulder. Sorry, what? Dumbbell shoulder press. So it's a shoulder focus, push upper body day, kinda. By focus, I mean there's one extra set and it's one movement. So 3 sets of lat pull down. God, excuse me, 2 sets of lat pull down, 3 sets of dumbbell shoulder press, 3 sets of a different kind of single arm lat pull down, 2 sets of deficit push up, 2 sets of a tricep movement, which right now has been seated dips. And that's it. And then lower body day 2 is 2 sets of barbell back squat, 2 sets of hack squat, 3 sets of calf raise. Done. God, that was hard to like go through all of that in my head. Thoughts on hypertrophy workouts? If you are training within 5 to 20 reps, okay, I get this question a lot. People asking me, are you training for strength or hypertrophy right now? Motherfucker, I'm training for both. I'm going to get stronger in the 5 to 8 rep range, and in turn, I'm going to get bigger. They're not mutually exclusive. So strength and hypertrophy do not exist independent of one another. Unless you're training like an Olympic lifter doing sets of 1, 2, or 3, where you're training neuromuscular efficiency, right? Because the way that guys like Liu Jun, the elite Chinese Olympic lifter, are able to clean 450 pounds at 160 pounds body weight and never get bigger is they're training neuromuscular efficiency. They're training their central nervous system to fire at maximal loads. That's a different style of training. But if you're training 5 to 15 or 20 reps and you're getting stronger and you're hitting failure, you will get stronger and bigger. All right. Strength and hypertrophy exist together. A bigger muscle is always a stronger muscle. It's impossible to have one without the other. It's daunting to think I'm literally trying to gain weight. I know, bro. I deal with it too, Ty. Like every day, even right now. But I'm sending it right now. I'm not tracking. I am just eating like it's my job. If I feel even a twinge of hunger, I go eat something. And I'm probably eating like 4,000 calories a day. But my workouts feel so good and I feel so full. It's like this is another thing for you former fat kids out there like me and Ty. You have to identify different metrics of progress to enjoy the training and not get discouraged from the bulk. So like for me, and I'll get to y'all's questions. I won't miss a single one. For me, when I'm lean, it's looking at my body fat percentage, looking at my vascularity, um, looking at my face definition, how it gets more chiseled and less rounded. But when I'm bulking, I look at different metrics for success. I look at how do my workouts feel? Way better than when I'm cutting and lean, way better. How's my overall energy levels throughout the day? Always higher when I'm a little bit thicker. I feel stronger. I look bigger in clothes. Like these sleeves, I'm not being vain, but these sleeves were not this tight 3 weeks ago. But I am bigger. I am larger. I'm filling out clothes. Natural lifters look better bulked than they do lean because you can't be big and lean as a natty unless you have great genetics. It just doesn't happen. So you can either be big or lean or train for 10 or 12 years, and then maybe you can be both. But yeah, find different metrics of progress, consistent PRs in the gym, feeling jacked in clothes. That's how I view progress in the gym. I need to start training abs. I've never done it. I know. I need to start training abs too, Brad. I have very, if you can't tell from my physique, like my abs are very underdeveloped. No matter how lean I get, these bottom two are just like they don't stick out. And I want thicker abs, but I just hate training them. I don't know what else to say. I'm a wuss about it. Daniel, you said I'm running 4 to 6 miles a week at a zone two pace 2 times per week for a few months, but not following any training plan. I want to run a marathon. Is 8 weeks too aggressive? Ooh. Okay. You said you're not focused on time, just focused on finishing. So I believe anyone can finish a marathon. Anybody. If you just run for like a month or two, anyone can do it. It's a matter of pain management. Like, how much pain do you want to be in at mile 26? When I finished my marathon, I felt pretty good after. Like, I went out to eat, I chugged a beer at the finish line, but I trained my ass off. I wanted to hit a time. If you just want to finish, yeah, you could probably run one in 5 hours, 8 weeks from now. I mean, my buddy did the same thing and did his in like 5 hours and 10 minutes. And he was in a lot of pain at the end. If you want to finish and not be in a lot of pain, I would give yourself 16 weeks so you can appropriately add mileage and ramp up and actually feel prepared for the race. That's my take. But yeah, you can do it. I have no doubt in you that you can do it. It's just a matter of how much pain you want to be in when you cross that finish line and how quickly you want to get across the finish line. Favorite quote at the moment? What is my favorite quote at the moment? It's kind of a tie. I'm leaning on two really heavily right now as I build the business, build the community, trying to deal with the uncertainty of being an entrepreneur. Where's the next dollar come from? Every dollar I earn is a direct byproduct of the inputs I put in, and I no longer have a steady paycheck. That's scary. Constant fear of, is the money going to run out? Am I going to become irrelevant? You know, that's all very true. But I lean on the quotes, two quotes. One, I might butcher it a little bit, but it's something to the effect of Chris Williamson said it. To the gladiators in the arena who feel beaten up and scarred with no hope in sight, hard feels shitty. No, building a business is hard. Hard feels shitty. This is what hard feels like. And this is why most people can't do it, but you can. So keep going. And the next one is 90% of success can be boiled down to doing the obvious thing for an extraordinary period of time without convincing yourself you're smarter than you are. I'm leaning on those because if I just keep showing up, if I just keep doing the obvious thing, and when it gets really hard, I just take peace in, oh yeah, this is just what hard feels like. Like, this is where people quit because this doesn't feel good. And you're pushing a failure in the gym, that doesn't feel good, but looking good in the mirror feels good. This uncertainty I have about my business not succeeding, that doesn't feel good. But in 5 years, when I've stuck to it, the only thing that I don't have on my side right now is more time. I just have less time than my counterparts, my competitors. And so those are the quotes I'm leaning on. Marathon training playbook. Yes, Joe, that is coming. It's probably 3 weeks out. So bulking playbook this week. Actually, you know what? I might do a bulking playbook this week and then marathon training playbook next week because that sounds relevant. And I'll pair it with like a running playbook and then a marathon training playbook because those are different. Have you thought about uploading these live streams to the classroom? So if we're unable to, no, dude, why have I never thought about that? Thank you. I'll do that. I will definitely do that. Ty, this one will go into the school community. Also, for those of you in here, give me feedback on the school community. What do you want to see more of? What's going to keep you engaged, feeling like you're making a worthwhile investment every month? Like, I want feedback. I'm a very feedback oriented person. Don't be scared to tell me I'm a dumbass and it sucks. I need that too. Second this idea. Yeah. I will definitely be up. Yes, I will upload those. Bradley, pause. Jesus, man. Usually I will miss them due to my schedule, so I'd love to go back and watch them. Yeah. Absolutely. I have no problem doing that. I will I think I can just take because it uploads automatically to my YouTube, and then I can just make it private and go from there. So yeah, Ty, thank you for the idea. That's the kind of thing I need. Like, I want to hear from the people in the community what they want to see more of in the community, so I can make it valuable. And recorded live streams, duh. Like, this is why I love people, because I never would have thought of that. All right, 16 of you in here. Anything you want to hear, anything you want to know about, anything you want to ask me, it can literally be about. Oh my God, do y'all hear that? My neighbor has a beagle, and I don't know if you've ever heard a beagle bark, but it's not a bark, it's more of just a yell. It's just like, her, her, her. And he does it like he's a fucking spaz. Every time he sees my dog, he just freaks out. It's hilarious. More TikToks of your favorite exercises. It's not a bad question. I mean, not a bad video idea. I'm terrible about um, recording myself in the gym. I hate doing it. Makes me very uncomfortable. I feel like I'm putting people in awkward situations, and I hate doing that. I did record my workout today, though. Felt like a big boy who overcame my fears. Joe, you asked omega 3s. Am I still taking beef brain? I was about to order fish oil, but I remember you taking those. Don't order. Okay. Complicated answer here. I'm not taking beef brain anymore, mainly because I just forget to take it a lot. That's my friend's company. They have insanely high quality products, all grass fed, grass finished, pasture raised. They have beef testes, beef brain, beef collagen, which I highly recommend everybody take. Their collagen is amazing. Bovine collagen from the neck, I believe, which is important for something. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on it. But what I was saying was, I'm not taking brain, but they are still a great source of omega 3s. Here's my beef with fish oil. Fish oil, most of the fish oil you are going to get is going to be rancid by the time it's in your hands. Fish oil just needs to get relatively warm for the omega 3s to go rancid. And either in the bottling or labeling or manufacturing process, a lot of times that happens. So even if it says like cold press, the warm label could make the oil go rancid. Maybe it sat on a truck that wasn't refrigerated, rancid. I would never buy any of those fish oils that aren't in the fridge at the vitamin stores. So for me, I'd rather just get beef brain or eat salmon or eat lots of eggs. But yeah, check out that supplement. If you're in the organ game, you want some brain, some beef testes, some collagen. It's called Primal Being supplements. They're on Amazon. I'm curious, for those of you that have watched the podcast, I said it was about the 9 biggest fitness mistakes people make. I'm curious, for the 13 of you in here, my little small group, what are the biggest mistakes you made or you feel like you might be making that are slowing your progress down? We could talk about it. Maybe I can address them, tell you if you're right, wrong, indifferent. Idea. Dustin said, hold a school contest. Winner gets a free month of coaching from you, provided they film a video testimonial at the end of it. That's a fantastic idea. That's a fantastic idea. Okay, so fun fact. You guys are going to be the first ones to hear this. I was going to announce a challenge tomorrow for a big prize, like maybe a walking pad that I would have shipped to your house, like a walking treadmill pad so you can get steps indoors. But that's also a really good idea. Maybe both. Maybe a free month of elite coaching, because elite has a check-in, standard just has group calls. It's not a bad idea, man. I might just do that, Dustin. Thank you. Who's calling me a scammer? You don't know you know who you're talking to. I'm the snake oil salesman. Haven't checked the latest podcast. Please do. Please do. I would appreciate it very much. Talking into a camera for 30 minutes never gets easier, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. I really think that I can grow this podcast into something. I think, for those of you out there that are trying to build something, the mentality I've tried to take outside of the quotes I shared earlier is, if 50 people like it, why can't 50,000? I had a guy schedule a call with me today, which admittedly he didn't follow my prompts. I said it was for people only interested in one-on-one coaching. He wanted to know what it took to post social media content. I told him do it for the right reasons, have a plan, or I don't have a plan, but just do it for the right reasons and add value, and you'll grow, be authentic. And he said, I have like 100 people that follow me that said that the tips I've given them are helpful. And I said, okay, well, if you have 100, maybe you can make 100,000 feel the same way. We're all just people. A lot of people are searching for the same things. What's up, brother? That is actually my brother, as you can tell from the similarity in last name. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't. He's very entertaining. Marina says the biggest mistake I made was not focusing on wellness. I was too stuck on looking the part, but the more focused on overall well-being, the better I felt and looked. Love that, Marina. Huge win. One of my favorite fitness quotes is chase health and the aesthetics will follow. I used to chase aesthetics, hoping health would follow, and I never felt that great. I was always on if it fits your macros bullshit. But that's so true. Like once I just said, I'm just going to eat whole foods, tons of protein, tons of nutrient dense food. I'm going to walk for an hour a day minimum, and I'm going to hit the gym. And when I hit the gym, it's going to be a structured program and I'm going to train hard. I felt the healthiest I'd ever felt. My major issues, which was my autoimmune issues with my skin, resolved. And I looked better than I ever looked. So yeah, chase health. Do the things your health wants, and the aesthetics will be an accidental, natural byproduct. Bradley, you've been cutting for 18 months, lost 25 kilos. Holy shit. That's awesome. Currently 85 kilos and decided to do a 4-week aggressive cut on 1,800 calories to finish this cut. Lifts are starting to not progress now. That happens. You're on an aggressive cut. You're in an aggressive calorie deficit, probably close to 1,000 calorie deficit daily. I suggest lowering your volume to just a couple of working sets, but increase your intensity so you have less work to do in the gym. Because as we know, if you want to keep that training intensity high so you can hang on to lean tissue, it's very important. You're welcome, Eric. Harley says her biggest mistake, but also Bradley, don't get discouraged. Just keep your protein high, keep trying to hit PRs. Train like you're bulking, whether you're bulking, cutting, or maintaining. It's the best way to get a great physique. Harley said, biggest mistake was not eating enough. I've always been a stick. I thought I was eating a lot. Then I started weighing my food and I was way off. Yeah. So you are the classic high metabolism or perpetually skinny individual. Every skinny person that's ever said, like, I'm eating so much and I just can't gain weight. I say, okay, we're going to track everything you eat. I want you to report back to me at the end of the day. Or do it for 3 days. And they never break 2,500 calories. It's like, my brother in Christ, you're not eating enough. But yeah, a lot of people on average who are overweight, the average is interesting. A survey was taken. The average American underestimates their caloric intake by 20%. And the average person who says their metabolism is broken underestimates their caloric intake by 50%. Your metabolism isn't broken. You got an elbow problem. Every time your elbow bends, your mouth opens. Anyway, the point is, most people on either ends of those spectrum, overweight or underweight, are just not properly estimating their caloric intake. And the best way to do that, to raise your awareness around that, is to get a food scale. It's the great equalizer. That thing doesn't lie. And once you can weigh your food out and see how much you're actually consuming, you can actually see where you sit. Joe said, all or nothing might have been the biggest thing I've struggled with that stopped me from continuing to lift after a few weeks on a program. I talk about that. That's point number 9 in my new episode of the podcast. The all or nothing mentality is the worst approach you can take to fitness. I believe fitness exists on a spectrum. I believe you have times where you're more dialed in and times when you're less dialed in. And in doing that, right now, I'm dialed in. It's train, it's eat like it's my job, it's work. I'm very focused. But hit the springtime, me and my girlfriend will be traveling, we'll be doing all kinds of things. I'm going to be less dialed, but I have a floor. And in my opinion, the best way to maintain a healthy lifestyle to fitness forever is to have a floor, a basement of habits that are so easy for you to adhere to, you don't have to think about it. For me, that's 3 workouts a week in the gym and 10,000 steps a day and protein. If I can just do those 3 things every week, I'm making forward progress. And maybe it's not optimal forward progress. Maybe it's 70% of what it could be, but it's still 7 times better than nothing. Even if it's 1%, if I was 1% better every day for a year, I'd be 37 times better at that thing. So the all or nothing mentality is broken. Connor, my biggest problem was being goal-oriented instead of process-oriented. I became focused on the process and my life has changed. I love that. That fires me up. One of my favorite quotes is it's not a quote, uh, perspectives is detach yourself from the outcome. I talked to a guy for a coaching call yesterday who said, I want to have my love handles gone by March. My question was, okay, what if they're not? What then? Are you just going to quit? Are you going to chop them off? What if you've gotten leaner and stronger, but you're not quite where you want to be? And that's where the beauty of detaching yourself from the outcome comes in. When you're able to eliminate the outcome and just practice the behaviors, the results that you seek come naturally. And the time will pass anyway, right? I've been doing this for 8 years and people want to ask me how to build a physique in 8 months. It's like I just kept doing push ups and walking and eating my protein for 8 years. So great perspective, great mentality. Detach yourself from the outcome is super important. Real talk though, I may have asked you this before. Remember when I lost all that weight on OMAD? What are your thoughts on OMAD? I was the only thing that worked for me. I'm a bored eater. I love one meal a day personally. Again, I get a lot of questions, Eric. Probably, I mean, I would imagine you don't know this. I don't even think you have TikTok, but one of the most common questions I get is like, what's the best amount of times today per eat, or when should I eat? It's inconsequential. All the research lends itself to if you're in that caloric deficit, as you really know, you did the weight loss thing, you know about caloric deficit. It's just a matter of whatever helps the person achieve the caloric deficit is the best means for that person. Earlier, before you got in, I shared one of my favorite fitness quotes, which is compliance is the science. People will see the best results from what they're able to stick to long term. For me, I eat 2, maybe 3 times a day, whether I'm cutting, bulking, maintaining. I prefer that. I've done OMAD. I did it for a long time. It was a lot of fun once you get used to the long fast to have all those calories to play with at the end of the day and feel so stuffed going to bed. And then you wake up and you're like, holy shit, I had 1,600 calories and I dropped 5 pounds, but I ate like a king. So it absolutely has its perks. And there are people in the world that have been doing OMAD for years. I mean, evolutionarily, we kind of evolved to eat that way. We carry fat. We were meant to walk around and hunt or forage and eat our food at the end of the day. You know, when we perform better when we're really in a fasted state, just hydrated and moving around, I feel sharper. So I'm a huge fan of one meal a day. But I'm also a huge fan of whatever works for that person. And for you, OMAD works. For me, intermittent fasting with a couple of meals works. It's all about the individual. Daniel said, weighing and tracking protein and calories for the first time, and I can't believe how much I have to eat to hit my number every day. That's another great phenomenon that happens is people who are overweight, when they just swap to whole foods, like all my coaching clients, elite or standard, for the first 4 weeks, we do protein goal, whole foods, no calorie tracking. And when I get them on the actual amount of protein they need, 1 gram per pound for most people, they have a hard time eating it because 2,000 calories of whole foods, whole natural single ingredient foods, steak, chicken, fish, potatoes, rice, fruit, dairy, yogurt. It's a lot of fucking food compared to 2,000 calories of McDonald's, which is netting. I can eat 2,000 calories of McDonald's. You give me a Big Mac, filet of fish, large fry, and a Coke, 10 minutes. I'll see you later. Also, the more your hair grows, the more Mythical Chef Josh energy you exude, and I'm here for it. It's the best compliment you could give me. I will collab with Mythical Chef Josh. I will collab with him. Him and Andrew Huberman, dream collabs, because I believe I could hold my own in the kitchen with Mythical Chef Josh, and our energies would play really well on each other. But I got to get way bigger on YouTube. I don't know how I'm going to do that. As a former fat kid too, were you scared to go on your first bulk? Yes, I just talked about this. The thought of undoing the last couple of years of work has been terrifying, even though my lips are going to feel so much better. So that's what I was talking about earlier, Bradley, where I said you have to start identifying different metrics of progress. For me, when I'm bulking, it's how do I look with a shirt on? I look fuller. I look bigger. I look like I lift. When I'm really shredded in the summer, I don't look big in clothes. Also, my workouts feel 10 times better. Also, I'm hitting PRs every week. So I'm focusing on those metrics of progress. I'm looking at weight gain as a positive. And the fact of the matter is, if you go on a 6-month controlled bulk, you're not going to undo 2 years of cutting. If you eat like an asshole for 6 months, you might, but 500 to 700 calorie daily surplus, staying on top of your steps, staying on top of your protein, training hard, you're going to build lean tissue. You're going to put on some fat, assuming you're not on steroids, but you're going to build a lot of lean tissue. And the good news is you can cut 6 months of fat gain from bulking in like 8 to 12 weeks. It takes about half the time. So I went on a 4-month bulk last year. I was lean in 6 weeks, very lean. So you have to view it in a macro perspective and not a micro perspective. You know, if you're investing your money every month, you're probably not betting on being a millionaire in a year from now, but you're putting money away every month for the hopes of being a millionaire 25 years from now. And I view my physique the same way. Every time I bulk, it's an investment in how I'm going to look a year from now. And recently, my physique that you see now in the pictures on Instagram, Most of that was built on my last bulk, honestly. I looked very average before that comparatively. And so I'm glad I went on the bulk. It's worth it. So you just have to shift your mentality and perspective. Joe said, thoughts on doing work on off days? For example, let's say you get to the gym 4 times in a week. What about doing a bit of something, push ups, burpees, air squats? Honestly, I'm pro movement, bro. My take is if you feel good and it's not cutting into your real training, do it. I run on my off days. I get 15,000 steps on my off days. Some days I feel like just cranking pull ups and push ups. If it's not cutting into your actual gym progress, I'm all for it. Manifest the dream. I'm about to hit 4,500 subs on it, but it took 10 months. YouTube is a grind. Your content is good and you know people like it. They will come. Thank you. YouTube is a lot more of a grind. You're right. 4,500 is also crazy. I feel like you were just at 1,000. That's insane. Congratulations. Wow. Um, but it is a grind. It's so much slower of a burn than TikTok. TikTok just grows thousands a week. Instagram's finally growing at like 100 a day. But fuck, man, YouTube. Some of my friends are also exploding on YouTube, and I think some of them are doing vlogs, and they also have like 300,000 Instagram followers, so they can leverage that. But I'm just not willing to film vlogs. I'm not. I don't want to film an entire day in my life. It's way too boring to show everybody. So I'd rather just grow it from a podcast perspective. Whew, I've been yapping for 45 minutes. I haven't had any water. My pee is not the color it should be. Is anybody in here taking AG1 athletic greens? My girlfriend just got it, has been taking it the last couple of days. God, it tastes like ass. I thought that they were the greens powder that mastered it, but it tastes like ass. But the nutrient profile is crazy. It's a very good micronutrient profile. And I get a lot of people asking me my thoughts on it, but like I don't take it, so I don't feel right giving an opinion. I'm chronically dehydrated. I don't know why. Yeah, I do. It's because I don't drink enough water. Shut up, Michael. Jeez. All right, things are slowing down, and we are 40 minutes into the live stream. I actually thought about getting that. It's so prevalent in YouTube sponsorships. Wait, thought about getting what? What did I say? I don't remember what I said. Thought about getting what? Or getting into what in vlogs? Oh, AG1. It's so prevalent in YouTube sponsorships, and the guys that I really enjoy, like Andrew Huberman, they all promote it. It's huge. It's actually one of Sarah's customers at her job. It's a great nutrient profile, but like I prefer to get it from Whole Foods, but a lot of people can't, so it's clutch in those situations. What are some of my favorite meals or snacks to pump in protein when I'm cutting? I'm big on lunch meat and cheese roll-ups. Also, I'll just show you. There's these. If you have a Costco membership, they sell these little prosciutto and salami or soprasetta roll-ups. I'm not gonna go get them. You know what I mean? It's meat and cheese roll-ups. I eat a shit ton of those, but I don't really snack, especially when I'm cutting. I like to reduce my meal frequency because I know if I reduce meal frequency, it's very hard for me to overeat. I don't really track in a cut. I just make sure I have like 2 meals with 100 grams of protein and maybe a snack. And I always get lean that way. If I do have a snack, it's a shake, it's Greek yogurt, it's the meat and cheese roll up. Maybe I'll even like take, well, sometimes I'll take like 4 ounces of turkey, like lunch meat turkey, smash avocado into it and put a little sriracha on it and then just eat it like a little meat taco. Pause. But yeah, I'm not a big snacker. I'm a fan of the daily greens. Have an AG1. Yet your channel's not really vlog. It's not vlog specific though. It's not like, hey, here's a day in my life. You're like doing things. You're at a park. Like you're showing people cool shit. I would just be like, hello, I'm here, and now I'm walking, and now I'm drinking water, and now I'm eating, and now I'm training, and now I'm working, and that is my day. That's the kind of vlog I'm talking about. Not where you're going out and showing people something they could go do. You're kind of providing a service in that way. I saw your beef and eggs TikTok and that shit looks fire. Oh yeah, dude. Beef and eggs. If you want to get shredded so fast, eat beef and eggs for 1 meal a day. Beef, eggs, and even potatoes. Like those foods are so satiating that if I have beef and eggs, like 8 ounces of beef and 6 ounces of steak or beef, I'm full for 6 hours, like no problem, no problem. And it's Steak and eggs is dope. It's very dope. It's nutrient dense. It's so high in vitamins and minerals. It's high in protein. And I find personally, when I'm on a cut, I like to keep the carbohydrates pushed off until later in the day. I like to have carbs in the evening because it helps with serotonin production, which helps with proper sleep. I also found my energy levels are a little better when I limit glucose and carbohydrates early in the day. Also, my blood sugar is more stable because I'm not having carbohydrates. Blood sugar rises and then falls. That can cause a slight dip in energy, a slight twinge of hunger. And I like to push hunger off closer to bed because I am a fat boy. So I keep my calories light and my carbs light until the sun goes down, basically. That's my rule. Best cut of steak, go. Oh, ribeye. But I do have these picanhas. Hold on. Have you ever had these? I showed these to the people who were here at the beginning. I'm dry brining some picanhas. I cut them into steak strips, but it was a big roast, $9 a pound. Beautiful fat cap, so tender, great marbling. Loving these lately, but you can't beat a ribeye. Also, if you guys want if you guys want the best steak ever, just dry brine your steaks. Cover it in salt, put it on a wire rack in the fridge for a day. But yeah, you can't beat a ribeye. Do you worry about how much fiber you get in a day? I've been looking into it and learned I get nowhere near enough. General rule is 10 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you consume. I probably don't get that, but my bowel movements are healthy. I'm regular. I feel good. Fiber is associated with a lot of positive health outcomes and reduced risk of all cause mortality. You should definitely try to get some, at least 20 grams a day. There are certain cheat codes you can do, like Metamucil. Some people just take that. I know a guy who takes Metamucil before his meals when he's cutting, and it fills him up. They have those high fiber tortillas that are like 14 G's of fiber. I used to eat those all the time, but they tore me up. I can't eat vegetables. I think I have a FODMAP sensitivity. Every time I eat broccoli or something green, I'm just gassy. I'm bloated. I'm uncomfortable. For me, the meat, the fruit, the eggs, the rice, the potatoes, dark chocolate. I eat a ton of dark chocolate. It's actually a sleeper source of fiber. Let me show you my favorite cutting treat. This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. See, gets blurry if I put it too close to the camera. Lint touch of sea salt. The caramel one's also gas. Peep these macros. 3 pieces, 160 calories, 3.5 servings per container. 10 fat, 18 carb, 2 G's of fiber per serving, 2 grams of protein. 5 ingredients. It's only like 500 calories for this whole bar. It's the size of my head. I have this with a little bit of whole milk. I love my milkies. Just chocolate and milk, and that kills my sweet tooth like no other. Whole bar. So if you have a sweet tooth at night, Lindt dark chocolate. Love to see more. I can't do any more glucose monitor content. I borrowed that glucose monitor. Oh yeah, they're posted up and ready to go. I'm searing them off in like 5 minutes. I've got a pan heating. My potatoes are done. I'm about to crush those steaks. They're gonna have such a good crust on them too, because they've been dry brining for like 30 hours. What did you absolutely get down with food wise when you were a man of size? Okay, I'm about to drop some fucking heat on y'all. When I was a big guy and I had some different eating habits. I'll tell you what my go-tos were. I had some weird ones, some ones that I'm borderline embarrassed to share. One was I would absolutely backspace White Castle frozen cheeseburgers. I mean, wreck White Castle frozen cheeseburgers. I would eat those dipped in ranch with sour cream and onion lays. It was like a go-to meal for me. Um, I wasn't always sober when I did that. I was actually rarely sober when I did that. It's always paired with a substance that made it taste better. They probably aren't that good. I don't know if I've ever had that meal sober. Anyway, another go-to for me was double all-star special. If you're not from the South, you don't know what Waffle House is. Bless your heart. All-star special, waffle, toast, eggs, protein of choice, sausage or bacon. Did I miss anything, Eric? Did I miss anything? Waffle, eggs, hash browns, toast, sausage or bacon, and I would double it. So I get 4 eggs, 4 sausage, double hash brown, 2 waffles, 8 slices of toast. I fuck that shit up. I'd also get 2 12-count nuggets and a large fry from Chick-fil-A with a large sweet tea. Um, and I'll still eat this stuff once in a while. But I am not above going to Waffle House and doing the absolute Lord's work on an all-star special. Idea for a TikTok vid. So those are my fat boy meals. Idea for a TikTok video. Not a full day of eating vlog, but a protein intake in a day vlog. Oh, that's smart. Here's how I get 220 grams of protein a day, 200 grams of protein a day. Yeah, that's very smart. If you want the most Jesus, just dry brining your steaks. It's the way. Also, would love to see your cooking videos. I made my first cooking video, and I did not. I made my first cooking video making a steak, chopped it all up, edited it, finished the steak. Steak was overcooked as shit, and then I didn't publish it. I got to redo it. I cooked on a live stream the other night though. Hate veggies but love fruit. Got to eat a hell of a lot to get. Yep, I know. Fruit, potatoes. You might take a fiber sup. Picanha tacos. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all down with picanha tacos. I've just been eating picanha like steak with salt, nothing else. It's been amazing. Sanders dark chocolate and sea salt. Yo, Costco be having the best dessert. Eric, thank you for the clarification on the All Star. The Michael quotes are sending me. Martha, hello. I didn't know you were in here. You just joined? Collab idea. Oh my God, dude. So my brother films YouTube content specific to amusement parks, goes all around the country visiting coasters and whatnot. Obviously, a big part of amusement parks is the food is dog shit. It's delicious, but it's dog shit. I don't think that is I genuinely don't think that's possible. I was just in Disney World and it was an absolute shit show food wise. I ate so much good stuff. I had the best fish and chips I've ever had in Drink Around the World. I also got obliterated at Drink Around the World. Vlog idea: walk into random places and try to find the best protein choices in a pinch. I've been meaning to do that. Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna make a TikTok on that maybe tomorrow. Been here most of the time. Martha, I just want to tell you, I love you and I appreciate your support. I mean that. Like I'm talking to you right now. You've been here since the JIT. She's been a coaching client of mine for 6 months now. She renewed after 3. Very grateful for you. Always on the group call on Sundays for the women's community. That's growing, by the way. We added a few new gals. I just really appreciate you. One of the OGs right here. But guys, it's 6:50. The stream questions are slowing down a little bit. My pan is. I don't know if you can see it. No, I know you can't see it. It's out of the shot. I'm an idiot. I'm just curious if this looks to be of quality. Hold on. I just ate at the Avatar restaurant. It had a mixed green salad with chimichurri beef and fire roasted chicken. We didn't eat in Avatar World. It definitely was healthy. We didn't eat there, but God, Avatar World was sick. It was so sick. Thank you, Martha. I appreciate that. I'm just honored to be a part of the journey. I'm glad I've made a positive impact. Real quick. The pan is hot. It's smoking. So I need to go. My pan is starting to smoke aggressively. That was the point of showing you that. My dog is upstairs. Martha, I hope to see you on Sunday on the group call. Dog is napping. It is picanha time. I'll go check out the photo, Eric. Thank y'all for joining in. Ty, if you're still in here, thank you for the idea. I will post a live stream in the community because we got 105 people in the community. We got 15 on the stream right now. So I either need to change the time we stream at or I need to advertise it more. Hopefully you guys thought this was valuable. If you would, give me your feedback on my most recent post in the community on what you thought. You felt like it was worthwhile. I need feedback. I want feedback. I want the community that you're paying for every month to feel like it is of value and like the investment you make with me is a no-brainer. That's all I want. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful for all of you. You are 13 of the people that have been responsible for totally changing my life for the better, and I don't take that for granted. I hope you all have a great evening.